Welcome to class. Today we're going to be looking at the scientific method by completing an experiment called Drops on a Penny. I'm going to give you an overview of how we're going to do the experiment, and you will carry it out in class. The introduction. Surface tension refers to water's ability to stick to itself. Surface tension can be measured and observed by dropping water onto a penny, drop by drop. The number of water drops that can fit on a penny may surprise you. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to take some observations and data collection. It says here, first, observe surface tension by seeing how many drops of water can fit on a penny. Write the number down for A. This is not part of your trials. You're going to put that number right here. When you do this, you're going to want to keep your pipette about the same distance from your penny for all the trials that you do today, whether you're using soapy water or just regular water. Remember to always keep your pipette the same distance from your penny, and it probably should be just about 2 inches. Once you have your number of drops and you put it right on this line here, you're ready to answer the question, how will soap affect the water surface tension? Develop a hypothesis that answers this experimental question. Remember, when you're developing a hypothesis, you need to think about what you think is going to happen in the experiment. What do you think will happen generally describes what your hypothesis is. Considering what you know about soap and what it does to water, go ahead and write in what you think is going to happen right here. If we add soap to the water, then this is what happens. The procedure for your experiment is outlined right here. Experiment. Test your hypothesis by comparing the number of drops of tap water that can fit on a penny to the number of drops of soapy water that can fit on a penny. As with all good experiments, running several trials is the best way to find the most accurate information. Record your data in the table below. Then create a graph of your data by plotting the data points on the graph provided. I would go ahead and do all of your trials for tap water, trials 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and record your data in this table before moving on to your soapy water. When you have finished getting the data for tap water and soapy water, go ahead and find the average number of drops for each tap water and for soapy water. So you'll take the number of drops that you got in trial 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, add them all together and divide them by 5. That will get you your average for tap water. You'll do the same thing for soapy water. You'll add up number of drops on trial 1, number of drops trial 2, 3, 4, and 5, divide those by 5 to get an average for soapy water. Set up your graph so that it has the average number of drops on one side, regular water and soapy water on the bottom, and then you will just simply fill in a bar showing the average number for each type of solution, and then you'll be able to compare them by looking at the data. The next step that we're going to do is we're going to analyze our data and draw some conclusions. It says write a paragraph below using complete sentences that explains how soap affects the surface tension of water. Use your data to help answer you the questions. Suggest a reason for your conclusion. Why did it happen? Support or reject your hypothesis. One of your final statements that you're going to make is going to be whether you support or reject your hypothesis. You'll need to go back to your answer that you had right here to find what your hypothesis was. And so did your data that you collected on your graph and in your table, does it support whether or not that what you thought was going to happen happened? And you're going to write that up here. Your out-of-class work that you will need to do for tomorrow or the next time that we have a class is going to be to take a look at these follow-up questions and do your best to answer them. This is something that we will be going over in class, so do your best to make complete answers. There will be a discussion board that is set up on Schoology that you will need to participate in and take a look at your classmates' ideas about the experiment. So Schoology discussion board, follow-up questions. Make sure you have all your data filled out and your experiment is complete. Let me know if you have questions.